Hi, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of Caught Lookin. Thank you for everyone who listened to our first episode. Meg is back. I am here hosting today, and we've got three new contributors. Thank you so much, by the way, to Nicole, Sarah, and Michaela from last week. We had such a blast doing this, and I'm so excited to welcome three new ladies on with me. Allie, can you start us off and introduce yourself?
Hey guys, it's Allie, and I'm so excited to be here. I thought my first episode of Caught Lookin would be mourning the death of our season, but the guards are so back, so I'm excited to talk about them in a positive way today.
Definitely. Ash, how about you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Ash. I am the Cleveland Guardians fan, currently residing, as Meg put it, behind enemy lines in New York. Super excited to be a part of this and talk about our beautiful little Guardians in Cleveland. So thank you for having me on, and very excited to get this going.
Awesome. And how are you doing tonight, Madeline?
I am doing great. As Meg said, I am Madeline, also known as Out of Context Baseball on Twitter, and also Cleveland's resident middle reliever stan.
We love our middle relievers, especially in our current bullpen and in last year's bullpen. So, how about them guards? This time last week, as Allie said, we were mourning our season. Everyone felt like we were done for. Nothing good was going to happen ever again. And this week, looking at the standings, we are only 2.5 games outside of the wild card race, which is kind of crazy to think about right now. So, how did we feel about this week?
I just want to say that's like the bi-weekly Guardians experience. Like, it's so over. Next week, we are so back. The next week, it's so over. The next week, we are so
We
back.
are literally the meme. We are the meme. We are the
Yeah,
blue.
yeah. So
I have
thankfully, we are so back right now.
I've given up. I've had hope, lost hope, had hope, and lost hope again so many times with this team that I thought after last weekend series that would be it. Like I've lost hope for the last time. And then I think Tuesday or Wednesday, Nick Camino posted the wild card standings and said, with 22 games left, the Guardians are only 3 games back. And I didn't realize we were only 3 games back. Didn't realize we still had 22 games to go, and that's nothing. Like hope is back, and I thought I had given up for the final time, but I mean, the dream is still alive. Guards are still in this.
I mean, it's just like when you're in that kind of a rut and you're seeing the team just fail to execute on so many different levels, it is like it's never coming back from this. But like that 3 games is so small, but in those moments it just feels so big. So it's just yeah, back and forth, back and forth. But I mean, we're still in it. Everybody's still in it. We got plenty of ball to play.
In the
Yeah,
same vein, is
exactly.
it like feeling like it's all over in 3 games, like losing 3 games? Like winning the last 3 games has made me feel the exact opposite. Like I'm so revved up, ready to go. I didn't realize we had that many games left. It feels like so much less. So I'm feeling good.
I think one funny thing about rooting for a team that's good most of the time is that you remember the bad times so clearly. Like, I remember a 10-game losing streak and then losing 9 of 10 so clearly. And then I look at the record and it's 500, right around 500. And I have to remind myself, oh, that means we've won just as much as we lost, even though I just don't remember any of that.
Well, it's because good is the baseline. That's the normal. That's what we expect from them. So whenever they lose and go below that baseline, it's just like, oh, everything sucks. We hate this. They suck. What are they doing? Set everything to fire, fire everybody. Full blown overreaction. Like that's just what the normal sports fan, I feel like, how they exist. And especially us as Guardians fans too, for the past couple years, it's been honestly, it hasn't been that bad, guys.
We are very lucky.
We
Very,
are.
very. And you know what's crazy is I've followed this team for so long. I know that they are capable of not only sneaking into the wild card, but going to almost the World Series again. Like I know they can do it. I watched them do it last year. It's just like they're always full of surprises, and it's hard to fully give up on them. Not really give up on them, but it's hard to fully be down and out of hope completely because they could swing it and turn it around in a heartbeat.
We
I
also
think
have to remember that they are still so young. Like overall, who are our vets right now? Jose, Austin Hedges. They're both 33 years old.
Yeah, early 30s. Yeah, we got
Like,
kids. We got little
yeah,
babies out there running
they're
around.
literal children playing on that diamond right now. And so this is all the playoffs are all very brand new and scary to them. it's weird, it's uncomfortable. They're still trying to find their footing. Like I think they're figuring out their identity, but they're still trying to just, especially with now Kafis and Valera and John Kenzie going up and down. There's a lot happening, and they're still overall putting forth a good product.
That's
And
another
it
thing. Like, I
also,
feel like this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, all you.
Okay. It feels like this team changes so much, like people being sent up and or brought up and sent down so frequently. Like, I feel like it's probably hard for them to get in a groove where they all like work together consistently, you know? So the fact that they're doing as well as they are right now is really great.
And I think the youth helps too, in a sense, like the veteran guys, they do this all the time. They've been here for a while. They know the ropes, but seeing the young guys kind of come up and find themselves, like, I mean, Kfis has had a fantastic start just
Hmm.
for one name. And I think that kind of just can be an extra motivation for them. Like these kids are here, they want to fight. They don't have anything to lose. This is their first run. So I think that honestly feels a little bit of a fire under the veterans sometimes. And that can be that last kick to make that final push.
I think the other thing about this team that's a blessing and a curse is it's someone different every day. There,
Hmm.
I sometimes wish we could have a starting lineup and you just know it is the starting lineup. It's nice we get contributions from all over the place. As we enter this stretch of kind of must win games for the rest of the season, I do not envy Stephen Vogt one bit because he has to guess every single day who the right guy is to put in that lineup because it is somebody else every day. I don't know that anyone's particularly hot right now, and I just don't think there's an easy way to get that right.
Yeah, no, that's definitely I would be interested to see how many different lineups we have actually used this year. I'm not 100% sure where to find that information. So if anyone does have that information where that they can uh let us know, it would be interesting to see the
Yeah, just to
different
see the number.
mixes. Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, obviously Stephen Kwan's always going to lead off. Jose Ramirez is always going to hit in the three spot.
Yes.
But it's like everybody else. I mean, we've seen Martinez at second, we've seen Schneeman second, we've seen Rocchio second. I mean, everybody else nobody has a set position. And like Ali said, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. Like you want obviously guys to get familiar hitting in specific locations, but if somebody's hot, they're hot. And sometimes that's what you need in that two spot, that four spot,
Hmm.
different things.
Yeah.
And as
Yeah.
much as they change like in the hitting order, the batting order, like they're also changing positions too. Like a lot of our guys are capable of playing multiple positions and they're not playing the same position every day. So it can be tough, but they're working
My
with it.
favorite game every day is what position will Daniel Schneeman play today?
Exactly.
No, where's he going to be?
I
Where's
bet
he
that's
going to
Daniel
be?
Schneeman's favorite game too.
Probably. He's like, am I playing today? Am I running a lot? Am I standing? Like, what am I doing?
Congrats, Daniel Schneemann. You are now today's starting pitcher.
It's
He'd
the
do
one
it.
thing we haven't
I
seen
think
yet.
he'd do it.
I
No,
want to see Arias pitch. He's got an arm. It has to be
Hmm.
okay,
But
right?
low key, I think he could do it. I think he could do it to a
okay.
certain extent.
I think he did pitch.
I missed
I think
this.
he did pitch this season because I was looking at pictures and I saw a photo of him like, oh, maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm lying. But I would like to see it just take a game, find if we have another blowout, vote, put him in. I would love to see him just whip though. Then again, Gabriel, I love you. But the past, what was it, yesterday, 2 days ago, he had some really offline throws to first base. He was not
He was
he was
not
not
in his,
aiming
yeah.
well. So that might be a couple hit batters if we put him on the mound.
Well, here's hoping that we do not find ourselves in that
Yes.
situation where we need to have
I
it pitched.
I would, even though I don't mind watching Austin Hedges pitch, I don't want to see him pitch anymore.
Right.
At
Because
least he's got some pitching experience.
It
He's
would
got
be cool if
something,
yes,
it's because we're up by a lot. That could be
yes.
fun.
not
Yeah.
down by a lot.
If
Yes,
we're,
I
if
like
it's like
that.
20 to 2, then sure, toss him on the mound. Go ahead and save the bullpen. He would be more than happy to. I know it. But
I do remember there was a Mets game we watched the other night. where it was a similar situation. I think the Mets were up like 15 runs. So they threw a position player on and the other team scored like 4 or 5. I was like, all right, you need to chill. Like that's what I would not want happening. Like, yes,
That's
the defense is really good.
terrifying.
Let's relax. Like, let's stop this.
Maybe in the ninth inning, but not before.
Yes.
No,
I did.
I don't want 2 innings of position player pitching in a game that you're winning. No.
I just saw a clip of Nick Kurtz striking out because there was a position player pitching and the pitches were coming in at 30 miles per hour. And Nick Kurtz just could not figure out how to time up his swing. So he struck out. And I kind of like that as just a strategy deep down there in case you really need something crazy to work. That could be something.
Just give them a real slow ephus and just
If I was a
Figure that
professional
them
baseball
up.
player and I got struck out by a position pitcher, I would send myself down. I'd be like, take me off the roster. I was like, give me a week to get myself back.
Peace out, coach. I'm heading to Columbus.
Please send me down. I'm begging you.
Oh man. But yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Like you said, we're 2.5 games out, and the next 1, 2, 3-ish weeks, we're going to KC, which is they are right in front of us. We are a half a game behind Kansas City right now.
I was just gonna mention it's a good position to be in because a lot of these times you're like, oh, good, my team won, but I need these other 4 teams to do this or do this. And it's nice that one of the teams that we need to lose is the one that we're playing. So like as long as we're winning, they're losing, no matter what happens. So, like it's
Our
a game that we have
destiny is
full
literally
control
in
of.
our hands these next couple weeks.
100%. The only team that I guess probably won't make a difference is Detroit because I think they've pretty much I don't even know. Have they run away with it even? I know at one point it felt like they were pretty out of reach. They haven't even done.
Have they
I don't
clinched?
even look at that anymore.
They had that very nice losing streak in the middle of the
They did have
season
a
that I
really
wish they would
pretty.
have kept up with.
I was rooting for that. I'm a hater to my core.
They're currently winning the Central. I'm not sure if they've clinched or not yet.
Okay, but Lane Thomas is almost coming back, so we don't have to fear the Tigers because he's got it under control.
Hell
Parents
yeah.
school better be ready for Lane
Mhm.
Thomas.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to play all 9 innings in the last rehab game the other day.
Oh yeah, he was rehabbing.
I wonder how he did. I saw that pop up and they were like,
I don't think
"Hey,
they really post. They don't normally post a lot of things with rehab stints unless it's a pitcher. Is typically what I
that's
see.
true."
Yeah.
Unless it's just my algorithm. I'm a pitcher's girl, I guess. But I don't think you see those as often. But hopefully good. I mean,
I'll
we
have to
could
look it
use
up.
this
I
guy.
mean, I'm going to assume that no news is good news because I didn't hear anything bad, but I also didn't hear anything good. So, fingers crossed. That just means he played a good game, a good solid game. And if we can
Even
get
if
Yeah,
he
we
him
went 0 for
back
definitely
3,
would
up,
have
he didn't get
heard.
hurt. Like we'll take it.
Yeah. I feel like we definitely would have heard if things went
If it was,
poorly.
yeah,
yeah,
if it was bad, we would have heard like, oh, his IL stint has been extended, however many
Right.
days.
yeah.
Definitely would have heard something if it was bad. So yeah, no news is good news in
That'd be
this.
great if we could get him back in time for the Detroit series. That'd be back if we
Oh
could
yeah,
that would be great if you could get him at any point this week, I think,
I
because we're
know.
home for the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice to
So,
just see him. I think he's played what, maybe 4 games this season. He's just been so on and like back and
I
forth.
know.
I feel bad for him because he does have that spark. He's like your vibes guy, I feel like. You kind of just you want him to do well.
Yeah, definitely. If we could
That
get
would be
him
nice.
back, that would help center field immensely.
Yeah.
Angel's been doing okay, but he hasn't been awesome these past couple days,
I
weeks,
think he
games.
needs a break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he's
he
just
needs a
putting too much
break.
stress on himself.
Hmm.
He is. Yeah, 100% he is.
He's also
Because he's
felt
kind of
pretty streaky, and he did have 2 hits today. So I wonder if this is him snapping out of it.
I hope
Um,
so.
I don't know. I appreciate that Angel and Schneeman, it feels like, have staggered their streaks so that for a long time one was hitting when the other wasn't. I do feel like this most recent slump for both of them has coincided, but between today and yesterday, they both seem to have snapped out of it. And if they are both hitting, we might be good. Question mark. I'm not sure.
I mean, I'll take it. As long as one of them is, but if we can get both of them hitting, we're in a better place.
This would be the optimal time to go on a streak like that, so
Yes,
hopefully.
this is prime lock-in time.
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
favorite thing about baseball guys when they're asked about like oh, your next stretch, or this losing streak that you've been on, like what are you gonna do? Like, oh, there's a lot of baseball left. There's 22 games left. Like you got to pick it up at
They
some
can't
point.
say anymore that
Like,
anymore.
we have plenty of time to turn it around. Not really,
That's
not
cool in
really.
June. We can say that up until about
Exactly. You could
June,
say that
about the
June,
All-Star break.
maybe first part of July. Yeah, plenty of baseball.
Yeah.
Playoffs are next month. I mean, you gotta make a run now or never.
I
But
do.
yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to. Well, what I'm going to say is maybe going to change the subject a little bit. So if you have something to add on that, go ahead.
No, I was just kind of closing out my statement about, how good our next couple weeks could be for us.
And I think this transitions really well to what I want to talk about. Do we like the roster as it is, or do we want to see changes, and what could those look like?
I think it would be handy to have John Means on the roster.
Oh,
It looked
yeah.
like his rehab starts were going pretty darn well. So I would be very excited to see him as another bullpen option, sort of take some of the weight off of Cade and Hunter throughout this stretch. Like we've been saying, like it's the most important stretch until the playoffs start. So to sort of get some of that pressure off their backs, I think would be really nice. I mean, he doesn't need to be Cy Young caliber reliever, but just to have another option and to have some of that pressure off of our everyday guys would be really nice.
So it's funny you bring that up because he apparently just had his 5th rehab start today. Yes. So he pitched for AAA Columbus, 4 to third innings, 72 pitches, 5 earned runs, 6 hits, including a solo home run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So not the best, but
He was sick, wasn't he?
yes, you know what? You're right. They did delay his start a day because he was under the weather. I think it was
And
That is right.
Friday or something like that. Friday or Saturday he was supposed to. So
Yeah, something like that.
we'll just chalk it up to he's still under the weather.
yes, I will definitely. Yeah, this is an article from Tim Stebbins that I'm reading, but given his progression, he's appeared to be close to a return to the majors. So we will see. That would,
It
That'd
and
be
this
feels
is
nice
like he's
bringing
been
him
probably.
up.
rehabbing for
No,
forever. Like I feel like his first rehab start was like forever ago,
I
but
know. It would be, I would love to see him replace Joey Cantillo in the 6-man rotation, I think. I think
And do
that's
we
probably where he fits in this.
slide Joey Cantillo to the bullpen?
Yes.
Is
mhm.
Zach Kent still here?
I think he is.
I think he is.
Not for much
Because
longer, I'm
Enright
sure.
just got sidelined for a hot second,
Mhm.
because he had something going on. He was removed from a game for like abdominal something. I
Well,
can't
I
remember
think
exactly.
the listed issue is elbow
Oh,
inflammation.
was oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
sure hope I was
Always, it's,
wrong on that,
I
but
hope so, man.
There's so
Oh,
many this year,
oh yeah,
like
he's
across the league. I feel like every other day somebody's down with elbow inflammation. It's crazy.
Nick is officially on the 15 day.
okay. Um, well, and I only ask about roster changes because Lane Thomas is close to coming back. I may still be delusional, but 2 weeks ago, Chase DeLauder was taking live BP. So I would think in the next week or two, we have an update on him. And someone's got to go if all of these people come up. The streets are talking about Bazana because he's going crazy in AAA. And I just don't know who's out right now. Like, if we make these roster changes, I don't know who you get rid of because I think, I don't know, I could see Schneemann and Angel almost being a little bit redundant. At some point, the team has to make a decision on Rocchio or Arias if we're really talking about Bazana coming up. Um, this is maybe the first time all season where there's not one person on the roster that I really just don't need to see play baseball anymore.
No, I feel the same way. Yes, I mean, I'm not particularly up to speed with contracts, but I know offhand that Schneemann is in the last year of his, so that's something to take into consideration too. Is are they gonna, re-sign these guys? Because obviously Stephen Kwan needs to be the priority, but it's like, Schneemann's looking for something. Martinez, they're like you said, they're redundant. They're basically doing the same thing. Like, which one would they choose over the other? Do you choose over the other? It's I mean, I'm in the same boat. I think it's hard to sit here and say, if I had to pick one person to take off of the roster to make room for somebody else, I don't know who I pick at this point, honestly.
Especially
It's a tough spot.
like we were saying with them being so streaky, like what if they are on the cusp of a hot streak? We're obviously going to want to keep them on the roster if they are, but there's just no way of knowing that, unfortunately.
Well, and that's what I haven't checked in on Nolan Jones's little run lately, but I was so ready for him to be the first guy out. And then he went on that little hot streak where it felt like he carried the offense for a week or two. And if you're not scoring runs and you have one person that's doing something, you got to keep him around. I do think if we end up calling another outfielder up, it's got to be him or Junk that's out. They've both shown a little bit of something in the last couple of days, but I don't know how long I can continue to watch them fight for playing time. It's crazy that it's September of 2025 and we still have no real answers on one, can Chase DeLauter play? Two, if he can't play, are we looking at Nolan Jones, Jhonkensy Noel, or Will Brennan? How do we still not have an answer on Will Brennan is crazy to me.
Yeah, they did just announce that Will has had groin surgery, but he should be back in
Yeah,
time
I was
for
going to say,
26.
I did just see his name recently. I think
Yeah.
they said spring training 26 is his like potential, if nothing else goes wrong, comeback time.
Yeah, which he said
'Cause
his
I legitimately forgot about him. I saw a tweet. It said, Will Brennan. I was like, oh my gosh,
you're
I
gonna
feel
make
so
Nicole
bad.
cry.
I'm so sorry.
We started the year with so many different options in right field and to still not have that question answered in the slightest. Almost feels like the last year for right field.
It's crazy too, is before he got sent down, I not necessarily would want this, but I was ready if people were asking about Jhonkensy. I would be ready for that. Since he's come back from his minor stint, he's looked really good. So it's another thing like with these guys constantly streaking. It's like, how do you pick which one is not going to be as good? Like you can't predict that.
And now George Valera has entered the chat. I again still want to see if we can get Chase DeLauter a chance even this year. If that's crazy, it's even more complicated than when the season started, I think.
Agreed, 100%. It got to the point though too with DeLauter that I accepted that I wasn't seeing him this season, and now it's like we're teetering on this. Like maybe we could for this push.
Like, what if we just sneak into the wild card and then beef up the lineup? Like, what if we just called those guys up?
And I wonder if that's something that like has crossed management's mind. Like, oh, we're going to sneak into this, and then the big dogs are going to come up from the minor leagues, and we're going to just blow through all these guys. Like, I wonder if that's like a thought process that they've had at all. But we'll see, I guess.
I want to know what their thought process is, period. Like, the organization, obviously, Stephen Vogt always says, I believe in this team. I believe we want to win. Does the front office really believe that at all? Do they right now think we have a chance? Or are they looking at this team thinking, how did we assemble the worst offense in the league and we still have a chance? Is this cool for them? Or are they like, how on earth did they keep doing it?
Our run
I was going to say it's worked in the past, so might as well keep trying.
Seriously, I don't understand how our run differential is in the negatives and we are still a over 500
in a playoff
team.
race. we could very well make it.
Like that is some devil magic in all honesty.
No, it is. It really is. It's crazy.
We just love to win a one-run game.
Truly. We lose by blowouts and we win by one run. That's
literally my notes here.
Bad. It's bad when the Guardians put out literally the most beautiful front to back lineup, and I'm confident that that's the game that they lose. Like that's where I was like, oh, this lineup is literally the most perfect thing I've ever seen, and they're gonna lose. Like it's just how it is.
Yeah, my notes for the past week are like close win, blowout loss, close win.
Winning games we shouldn't, and losing games we should win.
Like if the pitchers have to have a bad day, I love when they all just get it out at once. Like that is nice. Get your one loss for the week. Let's win the next 8. That's how we have to move.
The starter screws everything up and the bullpen just all collectively agrees. Guys, let's just all get our shittiness out right now. Let's
the people want to be really Austin
bad.
Hedges pitch. Let them have it.
And then we will be lights out for the next week. It'll be awesome. And it's definitely not going to screw with our fans at all in any way.
This is the worst toxic relationship I've ever been in. But I love them so much.
Oh, I know. I will never give them up.
Mental health is fine.
I definitely don't cry myself to sleep over a baseball team. Definitely not.
The only man I will cry myself to sleep about. Men.
Real. And not one of them knows that we exist.
Nah, they're
Maybe,
lurking. They're for sure
maybe they
lurking.
do. They're like, what's this podcast? Daniel Schneeman's gonna be like, downvote this. Actually, oh my god, he might hate it. I'm trying to
I
see.
hope not. Pops.
Well, we have to
Papa
say nice
Schnee, tell
things
I
about
us
know, I
what you
love,
think.
listen, I'm a huge Daniel Schneeman fan. Put it on record.
He has crawled his way into my heart. I was indifferent to him. He was just another white
Hmm.
boy who showed up on my team, and now all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? He's
No,
kind
I
of
love
chill.
I love him. I actually my Mets best friend is probably going to watch this and he's going to be like, oh, I was mentioned, but I took him to Progressive last weekend. And he bought a Daniel Schneeman City Connect jersey.
That's
I was
amazing.
like,
It's
I said,
him
mhm.
and the Schneeman family. So the only
I love this.
people
Yeah.
he's going to get mistaken as a Schneeman if he goes to Progressive again, because those are the only
Probably. He
people
might.
who
He's
have
like,
a
do you know
Schneeman jersey.
him?
I feel like he fits into this team really well too. Like his vibes are just so positive and happy, and that's what this team
I
is all
agree.
about. So I'm really
Mhm.
I
glad that
And
do
him,
he's a
have
part of it.
this a vision where one day we have a lineup that just is the lineup. Um, in my mind, it has Brian Rocchio at shortstop and Travis Bazzana at second base, so that's what we're rolling with. But then Daniel Schneeman is the super utility. Like he's probably going to play every day because guys need days off, but we don't know where. And I think that's my answer to the roster question: is we just have to protect Schneeman at all costs. He's too valuable. Um, but no, I think that Schneeman is a special player. I don't know that I can plug him in every day at a certain spot, but I think that's what's great about him.
and it's like he's so good at anything. You can put him at second base, you can put him at center field, you can DH him, and he's going to play to the best of his ability in that position. Like he's just a guy who wants to play baseball and he wants to win and he wants to help this team win. And like you said, that's not something that you can give up, I don't think, personally.
Yeah, he loves the game and this team just as much as we do. So
I can see him taking a lot of second shortstop center type of moments in right field, and then Fry kind of taking first catcher left, like each of them dividing the field in half, and both of them becoming equally good super utility players to bounce around the field. Because
Yeah, definitely.
I love Schnee and love Fry, and it's hard for me to figure out how both of them coexist on the roster together when we have everyday players at every single position.
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting. It's a reason why I am glad that I do not have to make these decisions, because I would just
Couldn't do
fall in love with every single one of them and say, I don't want to trade or give away any of them. They are all mine and they're staying here and we will figure something out. If I have to play two people in center field and have a right center field and left center field, we're going to play softball rules now.
it.
I think you nailed it with that split on the playing time, though. I mean, and I would think this team next season has to be trending towards everyday players. I mean, you didn't draft Bizano thinking you're going to platoon him.
Yes.
Um,
At least you better not have.
yeah, and I really really want us to answer the shortstop question. I care who it is, but I'll say that I don't care, but I care. I want it to be Brian Rocchio. But I think we have to be trending towards a starting lineup, but then you can use Fry and Schneeman as legitimate, like they're not just guys on the bench, but like when you put them in a game, they provide a legitimate advantage.
Hmm.
And I really hope that that is the way, because I think the way that you lined up that split of playing time makes so much sense, especially when Fry can play
Yes.
his other positions.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure at this point, Schneeman and Fry both have not only figured out, but accepted that they're not going to be everyday players. But when they do play, you're getting 150% out of them because
Yeah.
they want to make sure that you know that you are trusting me for this job on this particular day. I'm going to do my job correctly. Like you don't necessarily always get that out of everyday players. They know they're playing every day. If they have an off day, somebody will pick up the slack on the other end. These guys that are not in all the time, they know what their role is a little differently. You know, those are the guys that you kind of see. We've seen it out of Schneeman this year. And we've seen it out of Fry a little bit when he plays. It's just they're playing to a different level that we haven't seen them play at before.
And having the
But
ability to pinch hit for both catchers, to have good defensive catchers, but then also have a third catcher who's can do anything else and also hit. And, in a moment where you need to take Hedgie out and, have Fry pinch hit for him or have Bo pinch hit for him, then, that's so helpful to actually have a threat who can still fill in that catcher gap.
And going back to the lineup question, I feel like now is the time for consistency. So now is like when we really need to figure this out,
Hmm.
however much we don't want to. Just having guys playing the same positions every day, playing, hitting in the same spot every day, it's going to get them in that routine, and just finding something that works is really what we need right now because, I mean, we're going to need that in the playoffs too if we make it,
Well,
you know.
When we make
yeah,
it.
Exactly.
when
Yes,
we make it.
when.
There was a moment the other day when there was a foul pop-up that fell between Kafis and Schneeman, and it would have been a hard catch for either one, but neither one of them really attempted to make the catch, and they were both staring at each other on the end. And I kind of thought, Kafis is a rookie. He knows first base, but it's his first time playing with this infield, and Schneeman plays a different position every single day. So I don't think either one of those guys is going to be the one to take command of the field and call for that ball. And it brings up the question, like, how good can you expect your defense to be when not only are different guys playing different positions every day, but when they're playing a different position, they're probably playing right next to a guy that they did not play with the last time they played that position. And so when you're talking about defensive alignments or hitting your cutoff man or catching a difficult pop fly like that, how much can we really expect from this team as it's currently constructed? And for that reason, I think you're right. It's smart to just hash out a lineup every day and make that your lineup. I don't know. I think that's something to look at down the stretch.
Well, it's interesting looking at left field, third base, shortstop versus right field, second base, first base, the two sides of the field, because you've got everyday players there, Quan and Jose, and Roki and Arias are both not everyday players, but they're often enough that they feel comfortable in the position and know how they have a feeling of how Quan and Jose are going to work. And so you can kind of see them back off, come on, figure out like there's an unspoken, nonverbal communication happening between the three of them. Whereas, yeah, exactly. On the right side of the field, these are all guys we don't have like you said, a settled first baseman, right fielder, second baseman. So all that stuff kind of gets lost. And you have to look at the person and make eye contact with them and say, "Are you getting it? Am I getting it?" And then you lose the ball and you're like, "Okay, well, they just scored 2 runs because we couldn't figure out what we were doing out here."
Yeah, specifically first base right now. And we got Manzardo there. We got John Kenzie's been playing back up there
Mhm.
again. Kafis has been cycling in, and you got to be a little less harsh on Kafis because again he is a rookie. And then John Kenzie spent so much time back down in Columbus. He's kind of rejoining the pack a little bit. Manzardo's not playing every day. I mean, you got to get those guys out there a little bit more consistently, especially on first base.
Yeah. No, I
And I would like
agree.
to note that I tweeted about that the other day about how you can only expect the defense to play so well when they play different positions every day. That was in response to the foul ball. That was not in response to the play that Gabriel Arias whiffed on at shortstop, the position that he plays every day. I just want to clear that up because there was some confusion in the replies. He should have made that play. I have a favorite shortstop.
I have made that
No bias here,
perfectly
don't worry.
clear.
I mean, Rokio is performing well, so
Yeah.
We will see what the next 20, 22 games,
I
22
will,
games
and
bring.
Arias has his hot streaks.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
coming off as a hater. I love what he does sometimes. I just like Rokio's personality a lot more. I want to keep him around. I like that he's always posting pictures of his dogs. You need that energy on the team.
yes.
That's true.
I also think this might not necessarily be a legitimate thing, but it's something that I've considered. I feel like both of them, Rokio especially, has been held to a higher standard because they're not necessarily the replacements for Francisco Lindor, but we had Francisco Lindor for
Hmm.
a long period of time, and he's having MVP seasons in New York. So people are taking that loss, they're mourning that loss, they're trying to put Rocchio and Arias in shoes that should have never been filled, and they're holding them to a standard that they probably will never meet because Lindor is just a different type of player. You don't see that. And I feel like that goes to show a lot in the response. They're not bad players. I mean, Rocchio is perfectly fine shortstop. It's just like those standards, they can't be held to those. You have to hold Rocchio to Rocchio standards, hold Arias to Arias standards.
Hmm.
Allie, you mentioned Rocchio posting about his dogs all the time. I think that we, like the Seattle Mariners, need a team cat. I think that would really help with the vibes. That would bring everybody together. I just think it would be the thing that would push us into the playoffs.
I don't know about this team cat. Can you tell me more? Does it live at the club?
I forget who it is. I
It's
think
one of
it's,
the players.
yeah, it's Munoz's cat, I think.
Yes.
Her name is Matilda, and I believe she is a Persian, maybe.
Yeah. She's
But
a
she,
beautiful white Persian.
yes,
She's in
and she
every,
is
I feel like, I
amazing.
think she's at every home game. Every
That is
game.
amazing. I love that for her.
She's always
And
there.
we need to like tap into that market, tap into the BGSU Pudge market. Like, somebody get us a cat.
They had a cat night at the ballpark this summer. A
At our ballpark,
meowgical night at the ballpark, and they gave away a hat that had little cat ears on it.
at our ballpark or at
No,
the
no, 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 the
Mariners?
Mariners.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to do that at our ballpark. I see like all the minor league teams doing take me out to the ball game nights, and I want to do it so bad.
Hammy would hate
Who do we
that.
have to email? Who do we have to email?
He hates the dog night at the ballpark. I almost certain he would hate a cat night at the ballpark.
Cat night at the ballpark.
I will put my
That's
cats
adorable though.
in their Guardians jerseys that they both have, by the way,
Oh, I love it.
and take them, and they will be our good luck charms.
My concern would be, and I don't own cats. But cats kind of do what they want. Like, are the cats leashed? Because I don't think
My
you can
cats
just
are.
corral cats in
My
public.
cats are leashed. They have a stroller. They have a carrier.
You're a full-blown cat mom.
I sure am, yes.
Oh, I love it. All right, well, I think now's about a good time to move on to our next subject. I wanted to talk to Madeline about something she did last weekend. She had a cool opportunity, and I wanted to see how it was.
So this was actually the best day of my life. So a little background, my all-time favorite baseball player is Nick Wittgren. He was a relief pitcher for the Guards for a while. I believe it was like 19 to 21, I think. Um, and the reason he was my favorite is because I got accepted to Purdue University right around the time that he was signed here as a free agent. And so I knew he went to Purdue. So I reached out to him. Well, actually, I met him for the first time in the players' parking lot after a game in 2019. And I was like, "Hey, I know you went to Purdue. I'm going to Purdue this fall. I just think that's neat that a player on my favorite team went to the same school as me." And he was like, "Oh my gosh, like that's awesome. Good luck. I hope you have a great year, all that." So that was really cool. And then TribeFest 2020, right before COVID, he was in one of the autograph sessions that I had bought or had purchased. And so I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me." He's like, "Hey, you go to Purdue, don't you?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you remember me. That's crazy." Um, so we just sort of kept in touch like on Instagram after that and everything, like just updating him on things at Purdue and stuff like that. And then I went to Wrigley Field for a Guardians Cubs game in 2021. My best friend from college, he is a huge Cubs fan, lives up in Chicago, so he took me to Wrigley to see them. And I had a sign that said, "Came from Purdue to see number 62." And I tweeted about it before the game, and Nick saw it, and he came over to the bleachers in left field before the game to say hi and everything and catch up for a little bit. And so he was just like my all-time favorite player for those reasons because he just like always takes the time to say hi to me and my family, and like I said, we always keep in touch on Instagram and everything. So it's always just really cool to just say, "Hey, I know a Major League Baseball player," but also because he's just an amazing person and he is like the nicest player I've ever met in my life, the nicest person I've ever met in my life. So anyways, a couple months ago, Meg, you sent me a tweet about how he was going to be back in Cleveland for the first time in 4 years to do this club meetup, meet and greet thing, autograph session, Q&A session, all that fun stuff. And so that money was out of my account before you could even say go Guards. Like I knew that I had to go see him again. Like I said, it had been 4 years since I saw him last, so I really didn't know like what it was going to be like or how I don't know awkward it was going to be. But I went with my husband and my brother, and we walked into the venue. It was at Harry Buffalo downtown, and we walked in, and I just hear my name called, and I'm like, who is shouting my name right now? And I turn around and it's Nick Wittgren, and I'm like, what do you mean? My favorite player is shouting my name before I even know he's here. And so I run over to him, we give each other a big hug, and we just like talk the whole time, just catching up on things. I got to see his wife, Ash. She's super sweet, super nice. Got to catch up with her a lot and see both of their kids. And it was such a nice event because, like, there was, like I said, an autograph session. You could get stuff signed by him, and Nick Goody was there as well. So we got some stuff signed by them. And then there was like a Q&A session where they just talked about their time in Cleveland and what they're doing now, that kind of stuff. And then there was just times where he would just come over to our table and sit down with us and have a chat. And it was just so nice that, like, I don't know, these guys are human too. And however much like we idolize them or like whatever, they're just humans as well, and they definitely appreciate their fans. So that's always really great to know that the effort that you're putting into this team is recognized and appreciated. But yeah, he will just always be my favorite player, and that just like proved it again and again every time that I've talked to him, every time that I meet him. So
That's so cool. I did I've on Instagram I also follow his wife because I liked him too, and I don't know, there's something about him. He just kind of gives off cool dude, good guy vibes.
he
Um
is.
so I started following him and his wife because the kids are just adorable.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
yes.
and so yeah,
They are so
occasionally
cute.
I would send her like replies on her stories and we would talk a little bit. Like she was
Hmm.
just the sweetest woman. So yes, I that is just the coolest moment for you guys to have that. For anyone who's interested, this was through the 455 Club. If you follow Bob Rosen on Twitter, or just go to the 455 Club website.org, they do these things all the time. They actually, it still kills me to this day. They had in last year, but I wasn't able to get up to Ohio for it. They had our good friend Daniel Sheeman on a couple weeks ago. I'm going through his Twitter right now. They had Hunter Gaddis in July. So they get a lot of current and former players to come in and do these little meet and greets and these signings. They do a Q&A. So it's just a cool little club that they have. And obviously the guy has some good connections and is able to get a lot of current and former players to come and do these little events with people. So highly recommend that you, at minimum, follow Bob on Twitter. That's literally how I heard about this and sent it to Madeline, because I knew she would jump at the chance to go see him. So
You are so right. Something to note with that club, though, is that you don't need to be a member to do these events. It's just that the tickets are a little bit more expensive if you're not a member. But anybody can go. So, and there was nobody there, to be honest. And I think the same is true for the current players too. There was probably like less than 50 of us there. So it was just like a really casual, like intimate atmosphere with these guys, that you really wouldn't get anywhere else, like especially at like Guards Fest or a game where everything is so
yes,
hectic and busy.
yes, especially since
Sounds
they
like
did
this. I
not
wonder why
have.
I moved 10 hours. Go
What'd you say,
ahead.
Ash?
Sorry.
Sorry.
I said it sounds like this. I wonder why I moved 10 hours away.
I know, right?
Like,
Being an out-of-state fan just sucks
it's yeah.
so
Yes.
much.
It's always so fun coming home, but then I leave home. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be back for so long. It's can't get up to all these fun events.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was up for a whole week this summer and I went to literally every single game that I could. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday. I went to 4 games that week. Um,
I was in the same.
so yeah, because I'm like, I need to go to every game I can for the
Hmm.
time that I'm
You
in
gotta get
here.
your fix. Yeah, you gotta get
Yeah.
your fix while you're there.
I
Also, I'm
mean,
just saying the 3 or 4 games that the Wittgrens did attend when they were here, I think we won most of them. So I'm just
yes,
saying he needs to come back and stay here forever, and
he
then we will win.
does. I agree. They're good luck charms, obviously.
Exactly.
All right, so we need him and a couple cats. Who's
Yes.
Yes.
taking
Yep.
notes? Who's writing the list?
Got it.
These are all the must people who must attend every single game in order for us to always win.
And then it happens, and then what? Like what if it happened? What if we did win?
What if
because
we
of
win
Jake
in
Just
Wickard
are
and the
very happy.
cats.
Well, I'm super glad that you were able to do that. Yes, like I said, highly recommend to just check them out. It's especially since, we don't have Guard Fest right now. And it doesn't look like we're doing it next year either. So this is kind of like just a nice little semi-replacement just to see a couple of the guys and have a nice little Q&A.
I
Um,
literally owe you my life for sending me that tweet, by the way.
Not a problem, of course. It's like my algorithm knows what I need to see when I log in. It's just like it automatically feeds me all the hedgy content possible just immediately upon logging in. Just like, oh, Austin Hedges here, all for you. And then yeah, just
No,
pops that up for me whenever I need it.
yeah,
Um,
I don't know if I would have seen it without you because like I had never heard of the club before. I had never heard of these events before. So really glad that you sent that to me and now I get to share it with all of you.
yes, I'm so glad you were able to do that. Well, does anybody have anything else that they wanted to talk about tonight?
I want to apologize to Gabriel Arias because I did come off as a generational hater, and I don't need my podcast debut to be as an Arias hater. It's not his fault that I like Brian Rocchio's personality. So I'm gonna say 3 nice things about Gabriel Arias. One, when he gets the ball at shortstop, I feel so safe when he throws across the diamond because I know that ball is going to get there. And I love watching him throw to first base. Two, there have been multiple times where I've given up on the offense and then he just hits his random out of the blue opposite field home runs that are the most beautiful home runs I've ever seen. And three, his hair journey has been so fun to keep up with. So that's my sincere apology to Gabriel Arias. I promise I'm not trying to get you off the team. I think Brian Rocchio is a lot of fun, and Arias is too.
That's very nice of you to say. No, it's not that I hate anybody. I don't hate Bo just because I like Hedgie better. I,
Yeah,
I am also very realistic about Hedgie and his offensive abilities. He's been on a little bit of a tear, but we all know who he is. We all know why he's on this team. And it's not to be catcher one. It's not to be the
I
power
literally,
hitter.
I kid you not, every time he homers, I start laughing because how did you let him do that? I love him to death,
It's
but how did you let him do that?
Oh, I cackle. I
It's so
cackle every
funny.
time because I'm like, that's just silly. That's just
Yeah,
silly that this man is able to hit a home run.
Did
I
he hit
literally
one in
don't think
Boston
I
Yeah, he hit one over the Green Monster.
over the Green Monster? Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I have to read this twice
That
to
was
make
that
sure
was
what.
the 3 home run game with
Right.
Hedgie,
They all three
Rocchio.
went over the monster.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Who's the
sure.
other
Yeah,
one?
all
Was
three
it
of them did.
Seaman?
It was Fry.
Oh
It was,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
all of
Fry
them
was
were
the
in
other
the
one.
same inning too, weren't they?
Yeah, because I kept getting notifications. I was like, what is going on right now? But we take it. We take those.
We do. It's still a run, still counts, just as
yeah,
any other run does.
I don't think I've ever had a favorite player who was good, quite frankly. Like I like the average
Right?
guys, the ones that
They're more
do their
fun,
best.
honestly. I mean, like
Exactly.
I love Stephen Kwan, but I love Lane Thomas. Like I have a
Right.
Lane Thomas jersey because I was at an apple orchard with my friends when he hit the grand slam against Detroit, and I was like, I'm buying this immediately. Like I need to have this in my collection. He's played 5 games since, but I've got his jersey in my closet. It's just
honestly,
because
Yeah,
I
you
think
I
were
love those guys.
your favorite player being mid just kind of proves you know ball. That's all it is. Like
exactly.
you know
Yep.
your real ball knower if your favorite player is Austin Hedges.
Right.
Being an Austin Hedges fan
Facts.
has forced me to figure out how to defend my fandom and show you stats that say he's valuable.
Like, don't ever ask me to name 3 players because you will regret that you asked that.
Well, and Austin Hedges kind of makes it easy because we were good the year we had him. What was that, 22? And
Yeah.
then we lost him, and the team he was on won a World Series, and we were bad.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
don't know how that
He's the
explains
glue.
this year, but you don't need to look stats up to prove that.
Meg,
He's
you were
the-
talking
he's
about
the-
there
he's
only
the
being
guy
like
for
2 people with a Schneemann jersey, like his family and your friend Ash. I'm pretty sure the same is true for me and my Adam Simber jersey, my Nick Wittgren
Ah,
jersey, and my Eli Morgan jersey.
that's a solid lineup. That's a
Honestly,
solid lineup of jerseys.
they're my favorites. And
Oh,
they're all like the team issued ones too from the team
Oh, I
shops
love that for you.
they're the
Yes,
real things.
because they go on sale after they leave.
That's true.
they do.
That's
They
true.
do.
So I just wait for that moment.
I did not take advantage of the 2023. Well, then again, they just don't make Austin Hedges jerseys. You have to custom order those things. They're like, you want who?
You know, as
No,
important as he's
literally.
been to the team for whatever reason in the past 3 years, that's kind of shocking, actually.
Yeah, like there's not a single one on the racks. Like I have to pay the big bucks in order to get this shit customized.
It's because he's so popular. Everybody wants one. They're all sold out.
They're flying off the shelves.
That's it
Exactly.
exactly. Oh,
People are
happy
missing out.
Wednesday. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and call it for tonight. It's just we've almost hit that hour mark. So I think this is as good as time as any. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Allie. And thank you, Madeline, for joining me tonight. It was a lot of fun. And
Yes, lots of fun.
yes, I hope this next week when we get together with whoever is joining us next week, we can talk about how amazing they did against KC and how we're now just one back in the wild card race, or we've overtaken Texas. That's
Let's
the
make it
hope.
better. Let's make it in by the end of
Let's
the week.
yes, you know
Let's
what?
take that
Let's go
On
spot.
that
ahead.
spot, that's a big week.
It's 4 against the Royals, 3 against the White Sox.
Yeah,
I think we can do
4
it.
games against the Royals is quite possible, quite literally the
But
perfect
is it
position for
4
the team
games
right now.
against the Royals without Bobby Witt Jr.? Question mark.
I don't know, is he
That's
out?
a good question. How
I
he is out.
believe he left the game with injury. I don't know if he's on the IL or not, but
Let me
Oh yeah,
look and
lower
see if
back
there's any updates.
spasms.
Ooh,
Nothing more severe than back spasms is what I'm seeing.
I mean,
So,
it
iffy.
could be something like he's back next day, or it could be like Jesse Winker for the Mets, who's out for the entire season because of his. So
you never know.
you never know.
It
I
could
wouldn't
be
expect him tomorrow.
it could be
He probably
nothing or
won't play.
everything. Who knows?
Exactly. With the back, you literally never know.
Right? Yes. Allie, you would be able to talk on that more if we ever need to have a chat about injuries. But
But
that's
we
not something we
could.
need to get into now, I don't think. So, like I said, thank you so much, ladies. I had a great time. And everyone listening, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Thank
Yeah, see
you.
you next time. Thanks, ladies.